Welcome back to the TheRS Weekly Podcast with myself, Sam.
And me, Reese.
You alright, mate?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Good weekend of football in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, very, very productive weekend this weekend.
It was. Before we get into the podcast, me and Reese just want to say a massive thank you to our new sponsor, Six Media, who has designed our new logo and the banner.
New header for the profile.
Yeah, just want to say a massive thank you.
Yeah, they are our new sponsor. We're going to give a mention at the start of every podcast and at the end of every podcast. Huge thank you to Gareth Morgan at sixmedia.co.uk, I believe.
Yes, I think it is, mate. I think it is. What we'll do is I'll leave the link down in the description below.
We're going to leave a link in the description so you can head over to his profile, check out all his content that he's been working on. He's had some pretty big businesses around the area. So,
he has.
Yeah, so massive thank you to Gareth Morgan at Six Media.
Yeah, go over to his Facebook page as well. Like I said, I'll leave a link down in the description below. So in this podcast, we're going to go through the score predictions from the Bundesliga, and then it's the quiz, which I am not looking forward to.
The quiz at the end, and I've been waiting since last week to be able to do this, and Sam's getting put to the sword today.
Yeah, it's my turn this week.
You live by the sword, and you die by it, my friend.
We do.
You shafted me in the last one, so we're good to go on that.
Yeah.
As Sam said, we're going to quickly review the weekend's Bundesliga results. We're going to go through if we got any points on the score predictors. I know there's 4 of us in our current score predictor at the moment, so that's what's ahead.
Get some points. Well, there was some points this weekend, so let's crack on with the Friday night's results then, where there was 1 point, and the point went to
Benjamin.
Yes, he did. He was the one that got the correct score with the 2-0 win for RB Leipzig.
Yep.
Good game, this. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched bits of it. I didn't watch all of it. I'm not going to sit here and say I watched all of it, because I didn't. But the bits that I did see, Leipzig played some really, really good stuff again. They are blowing a bit hot and cold at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, mate. I think especially with the rumours with Timo Werner as well, I think that's a thing that could be affecting the players, maybe.
Possibly. You never know, do you? Because if it's a tight-knit dressing room and something comes out like that, you never know which way it's going to go, do you?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd imagine most players would be happy for him, but you'll always get some in a dressing room that... it's not that they're not keen on the idea, but because they want to keep the squad together. I mean, it's not just Werner. There's Mukiele, Upamecano, even Sabitzer. There's been a little rumour kicking about Inter Milan possibly being interested in Sabitzer.
Well, Nagelsmann did come out and say that Timo Werner is leaving.
Yeah, for definite. It came out on Sky Sports yesterday. I did see that, actually.
So that's...
I'll be honest, it's actually quite strange for a manager to do that.
Yeah.
To come out and publicly say, look, he will be leaving. I'm a bit surprised at Nagelsmann for that, and I don't really know what way they're going to go next season. But yeah, as we say, getting back to the result, RB Leipzig winning 2-0. 2 goals from Dani Olmo.
Yeah, I think they come in the first 10-15 minutes.
I think I know
those fast goals.
Yeah, it was in. Well, yeah, like as you say, bang on it. 2 goals in the first 11 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Dani Olmo is a player actually that I looked at. He's a bit of a FIFA demon. If anybody plays career mode on FIFA, he gets a ridiculously high rating at the end of it. I think he's 89, 90 potential growth. He's a bit of a FIFA demon, this one. Some big clubs were chasing him. He was actually at, I believe it was Barcelona's La Masia Academy, and he went to Dinamo Zagreb in Croatia to get first team football. You can only really applaud the lad for what he's done, because he's coming to Germany now and he looks a player, you know. He really does. Attacking midfielder. He's actually played right back at some points for Leipzig. Very promising young footballer. Again, gets 2 goals.
Yeah, he does, mate. You was close with this result. Very, very close. I mean, you said 2-1.
Yeah, I said 2-1 just on the basis. I thought Leipzig would win the game, but I also thought Hoffenheim. I mean, just quickly running through the stats on Friday's game, Hoffenheim actually ended up with 51% possession to Leipzig's 49%. They had 22 attempts on goal, Hoffenheim, but only 7 on target.
Yeah.
I think it kind of just sums up where they've been this season. They've been a very indifferent team in parts, and I think they've struggled with the players that they've let go in recent years, like Kerim Demirbay. I know Kevin Vogt left as well. who's a big centre half for them. They're a bit indifferent this season. I think they've done all right though. They're not in trouble by any stretch, and they only sit just outside the Europa League spots. But I think, Leipzig deserved win in the end. Some of the football they play is just outrageous.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I mean, I said 1-1 this game, and Jack said 3-1.
So Jack wasn't far off.
No,
really.
Jack wasn't far off either, to be honest. But Ben was the only one to get a point on that game.
Yeah, Ben coming in with the 1 point on this game.
So let's move into Saturday games then. We'll start with the half past two kickoffs. FC Cologne versus Union Berlin. I think the score was, let's just get the score up.
Yeah, it finished 2-1.
Yeah.
Union Berlin.
Yes. So no one got any predictions right on this.
Well, Ben and Jack said the right score, but the wrong way round.
Yeah, but the wrong way round. Not a really good game, to be honest.
No, I think the telling bit in this game, I think Union Berlin scored 6 minutes before half time. Friedrich got a goal for Union Berlin. Cologne, really, they're kind of been the same this year. They're a little bit indifferent. I think they're similar to Hoffenheim, really. They're quite strong in front of their own fans, but that says it all again. We've mentioned it on previous, in front of their own fans. And with no fans in the ground, essentially home advantage goes out the window, doesn't it? And this is one of the things in the Premier League pods that we're going to be doing, that I don't think home's going to count for a great deal.
No. Because
there's no fan, you haven't got 20, 30,000 people screaming you on at home. Union Berlin actually scored a second midway through the second half. Christian Gentner, a bit of a veteran of the Bundesliga, who's been around quite a long time now. Union Berlin going into a 2-0 lead. Cordoba scoring for Cologne late on, 90 plus 2 minutes. A huge win for Union Berlin.
Yeah, it's a
huge win.
Massive 3 points from it, especially in the relegation battle as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've been sucked into it, haven't they?
Yeah,
since the turn of Christmas, really, the form's dackered off a bit. They've been kind of sucked back into the relegation. And especially with Werder Bremen getting an unbelievable win this weekend, they really did need a result. And to be fair to them, what they have got is character in that team. They won't give up.
Yeah, definitely.
That's one thing I think can be praised. Nobody got any results right on this one, did they?
No, they didn't, mate. Unfortunately, no one got any results right on this one.
I said 1-0 Cologne, so that was hugely wrong.
Yeah. Let's go on to the next game then, which is Dusseldorf versus Dortmund. And before we start on this, credit where it's due to Dusseldorf, because they battled for the full 90 minutes against a very hard Dortmund team.
It's a credit to Dusseldorf, and they can count themselves very unlucky with the goal that they conceded. We watched this game here at my house, and I'll tell you, Dortmund in parts looked bloody clueless on how to break Dusseldorf down.
First half, I think Dusseldorf defended sensationally.
Yeah, they was.
Dortmund were getting very frustrated with not getting through balls through and stuff. And you know what Dortmund are like. And Dusseldorf just knew what they were doing. Yeah, they just cleared everything out.
Very organised defensively. Yeah. I think the telling moment for me in the first half was when Hakimi goes through on goal.
Has to score that.
Yeah, he has to.
To score.
The thing is, we said straight away he's not set to shoot.
I said to you, didn't I? I said he's not scoring this.
Yeah, because the keeper come out, he stood nice and tall, he was strong, he didn't go down early, so it doesn't give Hakimi a chance to go around him or slot it past him, because he stayed nice and big. And a keeper is if one-on-one, stay as big as you can for as long as you can. Narrow the angle down for the striker. Hakimi never looked set to shoot there.
If that was Guerrero or Hazard or Sancho or someone who knows where the back of the net is, we're laughing there, because that's a goal just there. But unfortunately, Hakimi didn't score. Let's go into the second half. The big talking point in the second half. Guerrero's goal, which got disallowed.
Oh God!
When this goal went in, we were buzzing.
I jumped off the sofa.
Yeah, I did as well. And then all of a sudden,
jumped, I hobbled off
all of a sudden, it went to the VAR. Me and Reece looked at each other like, "Why is this going to the VAR?" The ball comes off the player, he literally kicks it at his shoulder. It's his shoulder.
He doesn't even move his arm.
Yeah, he doesn't. His arms are down. He hits it at his shoulder. And it's, to be honest, Aguero, great finish, where credit's due. Cracking volley. And then the VAR roll it out. Now, can you please explain to me which part of your arm is your arm? Because your shoulder is not classed as handball.
The problem is, I think, looking at it again now, look, I was just as baffled as you was. How they can even claim that. What annoys me, Sam, that wouldn't have been given as handball in a game that existed without VAR. It doesn't get chalked off because it is not. He hasn't even made an attempt to move his arm. The ball's just come off his arm. How is he gaining an advantage from that?
But one of his arm was his shoulder. It was literally top of his shoulder.
But I don't understand how they can determine that as handball. The whole rule behind a handball is you are using your hand or your arm to gain an attacking advantage. The guy didn't even... His arm was planted by his side. How can he gain an advantage from that? It just says to me everything that's wrong with VAR, and I'd love to know other people's opinion on this, because I think it's criminal. They got a goal chalked off for nothing. And if they draw that game and they hand Munich the league, they're looking and thinking, well, look at the decision there.
Yeah,
that's cost us.
Luckily enough, Dortmund did go and get a very, very, very late goal from Haaland.
Yes,
which is a great header.
Brilliant header.
95th minute, and...
well, you know, as happy as I was, and we both celebrated straight away, you've got to feel for the Dusseldorf players.
they was on the floor, mate. They was on the floor when that goal went in.
They was.
That's how hard they worked. And fair play to, is it Uge Rosler, who manages Dusseldorf?
Rosler, yeah.
Fair play to him, because he didn't like shout at his players or anything.
What can he do there?
He shook the players and they put 110% into that game, and that was that game.
It's just unfortunate. It's good for us in a sense. Everybody knows on the pod by now we're big Dortmund followers, but you've got to feel for Dusseldorf the way it ended, because they could have won it as well. I mean, they had chances to score. They hit the post. Berkey pulled off a good save.
Yeah, he did. Which led to the Dortmund goal.
Yeah, which eventually led to the goal. Very unfortunate, but a good win for Dortmund nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Let's move on to the next 2:30 game then on Saturday, which was Hertha Berlin versus Frankfurt. Now, I had these on a bet as well. I had Hertha Berlin to win this game.
Yeah, well, can we just take a moment to say we all got this horrendously wrong?
Yeah, none of us got this result right.
I didn't see it coming, and I got it horrendously wrong.
Let's go into the results then. I said 2-1.
To Hertha Berlin.
Yep.
I said 1-1.
Ben said 2-0, and Jack went with the same result as you. How wrong we was in this game.
I think, look, Piontek scores a really good goal in the first half.
Great finish.
Yeah, it was a great finish. I watched the highlights yesterday. He scores a great goal, really good slotted finish into the corner to make it 1-0. The game changes when Boyata gets sent off.
Have you seen Boyata's red card?
I have, yeah.
What do you think to it?
Is
it a straight red or not?
I think it's a red.
Do you, though, or not?
No, yeah, I do. I think it's a straight red. I don't think he means to do it, but I think it's a straight red because he stopped him in a goal-scoring opportunity.
I agree what you're saying, but I don't think it's a straight red. I think it's a yellow, because Boyata don't actually connect with him if you watch it properly. It doesn't actually connect.
Yeah, but it's still a foul.
But I agree with what you're saying, but I still think it's a yellow card. The referee was very lenient about that red. He gave that straight away. And then from there on, Frankfurt just went and absolutely walked all over Hertha Berlin.
Well, as I said to you yesterday, I texted you and I said, did you see Kamada's assist for Silva's goal?
Unbelievable.
That guy this year, he's kind of gone under the radar a little bit, but he's been brilliant for Frankfurt this year. He scored 2 goals at Arsenal when they beat him in the Europa League. Yep. He's come up in the last few weeks with some really big plays for Frankfurt and an unbelievable assist. I mean, he jinxed past 4 people and then just lays it across the 6-yard box for Silva to backheel it in.
Yeah.
Brilliant goal. That's what Frankfurt can do. They are capable of things like that. The form this year hasn't showed the sort of team they actually are. Did you see the third goal for Ndicka?
Yeah. Good finish.
What a finish.
Great finish.
If anybody gets a chance to go watch it, that's one of the purest strikes of a football I've seen in a long time.
It is sweet as anything.
Left foot, grass cutter, straight along the surface. You can see, you know how hard he's hit the ball because the ball doesn't curl; it just goes straight. Like literally, when you watch it from where he struck it, watch the camera behind him. It was a brilliant finish. And then Silva rounds off the scoring with another good finish. Silva's starting to come into some form now.
Yeah, he is, mate. It's about time he did, really. I mean, it was a good finish from Silva, the fourth one.
Yeah, it was actually.
I think it was like 93rd minute or something. He scored
Well,
or something.
86 minutes.
Oh, was it? I thought it was
But
90.
the game was gone then anyway.
The one
Silva, after coming from Porto, getting his big move to AC Milan, did not work for him there at all. Look, I've got my own opinions on that football club. They've been allowed to just fester and grow old, that football club. They've fell behind massively. But Silva, someone who's gone out, he's made the bold decision to leave AC Milan after getting a big move there for, I think it was 25, 30 million euros he went to Milan for in the end from Porto. He's starting to find some form now. Good striker. He's a good striker. If he can get a run of games and scoring together, he'll get his form back again. He's very useful.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I agree with what you're saying. Very good little player. Could you see him in the Premier League, then?
Yeah, I could, yeah. And do you know, I could see him playing for someone like Wolves.
Do you know what? I was about to say that. I was literally about to say Wolves.
Well,
I think he'd fit in at Wolves.
Well, Portugal FC, isn't it?
Exactly.
When you've got players like João Moutinho and Ruben Neves pulling strings, Podence's gone there from Olympiacos. I just said Neves. You've got people like Traore on one side. I mean, Matt Doherty, great player for Wolves. I think he'd fit right into that system. The only problem is, do you drop Raul Jimenez? Probably not, no.
Exactly.
But it's a potential. I could see personally, I love the Wolves thing because I can see why players want to go there now. They're showing ambition as a football club and they get a really good manager and a really good team together. I could see Silva. Well, they're still in it, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I think they played away at Olympiacos just as all this kicked off.
Did they lose?
No, it was a draw, I think. But they played at Olympiacos when it came out a few days after that the Olympiacos owner had coronavirus.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Because they played them on a Thursday night away.
That was something to do with Arsenal as well. Because Arsenal played Olympiacos as well, didn't they? That's who knocked them out.
Yeah, but that was before though, wasn't it? That was before all this come out, because in the next round, Wolves got Olympiacos. But they look like they could go through in that tie when it does eventually restart again.
Anyway, let's get back onto the Bundesliga, because that's a different topic. The Premier League, which we'll get onto in another podcast. Let's go on to the next game, which I said this was going to be a boring game. Was I wrong? Yes, I fucking was.
Yes, you was wrong.
Let's get into the results then. Paderborn 1, Werder Bremen 5. I did not see this coming at all.
Well, I've seen all the goals from that game. Bremen played some really, really good stuff at times.
But why is it taking this long for them to finally click? Is it because Paderborn are a walkover team?
No, I don't think so. I think, look, Paderborn are the weakest team in the Bundesliga. The table tells you that, but you can only beat who's in front of you. And Werder Bremen haven't been playing well this season at all. They've been conceding a bucket load of goals as well. Although, to be fair, their goal difference isn't the worst now, I believe, in the Bundesliga after Saturday's result. But I think it's now Paderborn that have the worst goal difference as a result of Saturday's game. Bremen played some brilliant football. They actually missed a penalty before they scored the first goal as well. Rashika, it was a really good save actually. I saw the penalty, it was a pen. David Klaassen scoring his first goal to put Bremen 1-0 up. What a header. What a header that was. The keeper was clutching at thin air, mate. Yep. Brilliant header. Osako scored a second goal. Good finish. I like Osako, actually. A Japanese international. He's a good footballer. I've seen him play at the World Cup. They do have a good team, Japan, you know.
Yeah, they do.
They do have a handy team. I do like watching them play. David Klaassen, second goal. Brilliant volley. First thing he told, get your knee over the top of the ball and hit it down. Don't hit it up, because that's when you slice it and it goes into row's head. Second goal, brilliant. The ball was dropping in the left side of the penalty area, gives it a smash with his right foot, hits it into the ground, comes off the turf and goes straight in. Brilliant finish. Before you know it, the game's out of sight, 3-0 up. They actually scored a fourth, Maximilian Eggestein. really good finish. Game's out of sight then, isn't it? Bremen 4-0 up.
Yep.
And then Sibiri got a goal back for Paderborn. But, it wasn't a bad goal, to be fair. I think the only thing they can take out as a positive is that they scored, and that's about it, really. Yeah. And Nikolai Fulkrug actually out for 9 months. First game back with injury. Yeah, first game back after injury. 9 months he's been on the injury table.
Wow.
Yeah, you can see how much it meant to him as well when he scored. Lucky really to come on at 4-1 up, like. But I guess that's the best time to come on, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, mate.
Yeah.
Should we go into score predictions for this one then?
Well, yeah, I mean,
no one got any results right. I said 0-0. How wrong I was. Reece said 1-1. Ben said 1-0 Paderborn. And Jack said 2-1 Werder Bremen.
I'd be very surprised. You can guarantee on Facebook you'd see something come up and someone had put Bremen to win 5-1. One of them knobheads.
Yeah.
You always get one of them come out, don't you, whenever there's a shot result anywhere.
You're laughing if it comes in, though.
Well, can you imagine the odds? Can you imagine the odds on for Bremen to win 5-1 away? Christ almighty.
Mad. Let's go into the last Saturday kick-off with the 2:30. This is where Reece got his point. Wolfsburg versus Freiburg. This ended up 2-2. I was close with this one as well. I said 3-2. Reece said 2-2. Ben said 3-1. And Jack said 2-0 Wolfsburg. Well done, mate. Got your point.
Thank you.
Another one.
Yeah, this game, I don't know. I guess I had a little bit of a gut feeling that both teams had scored goals. I mean, Freiburg, they've proved themselves to be no mugs this year. They've held their own really well, actually, in the league. Wout Weghorst gets another 2 goals for Wolfsburg. Real handful. We watched him play when Dortmund played him, and I know he didn't score, but he looked a handful all day. He gets 2 goals on Saturday for Wolfsburg.
I mean, I said 2, didn't I?
And Salah.
I said 2 before we did this game. I said there'll be goals in this game. I said I can see there being effective
goals. Well, you
goals.
went for 3-2, and I could see why. I thought there'd be goals in that game.
I knew there'd be goals in this game.
To be honest, out of all the games, I wasn't expecting this one to be the one I got right. But, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, took a point, mate.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like say, Weghorst got 2 for Wolfsburg.
Yeah,
that got changed though, the first one, because it went down as someone else's goal before that got changed.
You said Ginczek, didn't you?
Yes, it went down as Ginczek's goal, but then they must have changed it to go to Weghorst.
Well, it was Haller that scored for Freiburg to make it 2-1 just before half-time. And then just after half-time, Salah got another one for Freiburg to make it 2-2, and that's how it stayed. No red card in this game. There's not many games recently we've been able to say there isn't a red card.
Yeah, true. Yeah, definitely true, mate.
I mean, just off the back of that last 2:30 kick-off, Wolfsburg still sit in 6th place, Freiburg in 8th. Both had very good seasons this year.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Especially Freiburg as well.
Probably better than what people expected them to do, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Good result for Freiburg, coming back from 2-0 down. Wolfsburg at home, pretty strong, so yeah, it was a good result. And I'm happy to get a point off that.
Alright, well done. Let's go on to the late one on Saturday then, the 5:30 one. Bayern Munich versus Borussia Mönchengladbach. This ended up 2-1 Bayern Munich. But I tell you what...
Well, I reckon they should all wear masks and striped jumpers because they robbed Mönchengladbach.
Yes, they did.
Gladbach should have won that game. And look... Anybody can say anything to me about Saturday's game. You can't tell me Mönchengladbach didn't deserve at least a point from that game. They were brilliant.
Yeah, there was.
Absolutely brilliant.
Me, you and Watto sat and watched this game, and what a game it was.
Yeah, what a game. I mean, what an advert for German football, playing in front of no fans, and you get a game as entertaining as that. Mönchengladbach, Marcus Thuram goes off after 4 minutes, right, and you think their task... We're missing Alisson Player as well through suspension. You think their task has got like Mbolo come on and worked his ass off.
And then he got brought off, didn't he? In the end?
Yeah, I mean, he must have ran that much. He's just ran himself into the ground. But what a game of football! I mean, I said 4-1 on this score predictor. I'm so happy that Mönchengladbach ran them close because that, to me, yes, all right, there was missing Muller and Lewandowski. I get that, and that's two of Bayern's best players, but. Watching that game, I thought, Mönchengladbach, every time they go forward, they can cause Munich problems. And they were so good. I think there was one player for me that really stood out. They was all brilliant. I couldn't... Sommer for the first goal, that was a criminal mistake. But if anybody's seen the goal, Joshua Zirkzee scores the first goal for Bayern Munich after Sommer tried to kick it back to his centre-half and then hit it too far in front of him.
Don't know what he was thinking. Though.
Do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the Scott McTominay goal against Man City. It was the same sort of thing, really. The keeper plays it to his centre-half or tries to play it out and he leaves his goal open. Criminal that they didn't get something from that game. They can count themselves very unlucky. Florian Neuhaus, number 32, middle of the pack for Mönchengladbach. Big clubs are going to come in for him. I'm telling you, you've heard it here first. I watched that kid on Saturday. Him and Kimmich, that was a good battle all day. And I thought that Neuhaus come out on top quite a lot in that game. Very talented young footballer. I'm just surprised that Mönchengladbach didn't get something, but Goretzka pops up with another important goal for Munich.
Good finish, mate.
Yeah, it was a good finish. I think the way it came about, the left-back vent, when he come on as a sub, he should have come out and just smashed him.
Yeah, he should have.
He should have come out, take the ball, take the man, take everything. Yeah. But what he did was just, he went to go and then stopped.
Yeah.
And it allowed, I think it was Pavard, wasn't it?
It was Pavard.
Pavard got the cross in for Goretzka to tap it in. I was disappointed, really, with how the game ended because I thought Mönchengladbach deserved at least a point. They had a goal chalked off as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, which I think was very tight.
I think it was onside, but we're open to debate on that one. But anybody that wants to watch the highlights, I suggest you watch highlights of that game.
Yeah,
and you'll see what we mean, because Mönchengladbach had more than large parts of the game. Bayern, just a machine, aren't they? They just keep going and going and going. 2-1 win, pretty much league wrapped up now.
And all they have to do is win on Tuesday or Wednesday and they've won the league.
Yeah, they only have to win. Don't matter what Dortmund do. If they win, they've still won it anyway. Yeah. So
let's just quickly go into our predictions. I said 3-1. I was the closest.
Yeah, you said 3-1 Bayern. I said 4-1 Bayern. Ben said 4-0 Bayern, and Jack said 4-1. So it was all horrendously wrong on this one. Well, you was one goal
off, but yeah, if I'd realised that, I might have dropped it down to 2-1. But hey, I would never know. Right, let's go on to the last two games then. On Sunday, 2:30 game, which was Mainz versus FC Freiburg. This ended up winning. This was a 1-0 win to Freiburg. I said 2-1. Reese was close on this. Reese said 1-1.
Yeah, the game finished 1-0 for Augsburg. Florian Niederlechner.
Aye, I think it was the first minute. I think it was literally like the first kick of the game.
First minute.
Yeah. Ben said 3-1 and Jack said 2-1 Mainz. Not a very good game, this, to be honest. I did watch this. I got him from footy training. Yeah,
it wasn't great, really. I think both teams, more Mainz than Augsburg, there seemed to be a distinct lack of quality in that game. Probably tells you, really, given the league positions, Augsburg sitting 13th, 7 points above the drop zone. I think they're pretty much safe now. Well, I think... No, if they get a point, they'll be mathematically safe, won't they? Augsburg.
How many teams go down in the league thing? Is it 2?
Three. There's 2 that go down automatically.
They don't have to play like a playoff or
yeah, the team in 16th have to play against the team that's finished a second or third in the second Bundesliga. Yeah. And they play a playoff. Right, what's your opinion on that system? I think that sucks. I think the team that finishes third bottom should just go down because they finished there, and the team that finishes third have worked their ass off to get there. They should be promoted. I don't believe in all this playoff business. I don't like that because then it gives the team that's going down an opportunity to win and stay in the league. Yeah. Well, they don't deserve it, do they? They finished third bottom.
It's a bit weird. That. It's a bit weird.
Now, I know that Scotland do the same thing, don't they?
Yeah.
Scotland have the same system. I don't understand that. England has the best system, and the Spanish league. And so on. No, the team that finishes second or third bottom, you go down. It's simple as that, mate. You haven't worked out. You haven't been good enough in the season. So why should you get the chance to play a 2-legged game to stay in the league? I don't understand. The system sucks a bit for me. That.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that.
Mainz, 3 points above the drop zone. It's going to go right to the wire. This one, I think.
Well, I think Paderborn are pretty much.
Well, Paderborn are down now, aren't they?
They're pretty much gone.
They are down. Because there's only 3 games left and there's a possible 9 points. They can't get out of it. So they're down now. Because Mainz are on 31 points.
Oh, yeah, of course,
So Paderborn are down now. Bremen and Dusseldorf. Well, Werder Bremen, their task has been made a little bit more difficult with the fact they play Bayern Munich. And if Bayern win, they win the league, so you can guarantee they'll bring all the big guns out for that one.
Yep.
And want to win. Dusseldorf and Bremen fighting it out with Mainz.
It's going to be a tough three games.
I really don't know which way this is going to go.
It's tough, innit? So tough to call.
Bremen are probably the form team out of the three of them. Mainz, Dusseldorf and Bremen respectively. They're probably the form team out of the lot of them. But we've seen that form doesn't mean a great deal since this football's returned.
Like I say, mate, if Dusseldorf play as well as they did against Dortmund, they can give anyone
Still, I agree with you. They did play well. We watched the game. We saw it for ourselves. Still a distinct lack of quality in front of goal.
Yeah, they can't find the back of the net.
No. And that's one thing they are missing. Is that little quality that they need at the right time. With a good striker playing up the top on Saturday, they score 2 goals.
Yeah, definitely. And
I think that's the difference, really, between them staying up and going down. And Mainz haven't been much better either. But,
no. I mean, they were piss poor against RB Leipzig.
Yeah.
Absolutely piss
Well,
poor.
that was embarrassing.
That could have been a cricket score. But
it could.
I mean, about that one.
I think... Yeah, as I say, it's going to go right to the wire. Augsburg with a good win, that kind of cements their place in next year's Bundesliga.
Yeah.
But Mainz have got it all to do, haven't they?
They sure have, mate.
There's going to be a few squeaky bum time in that dressing room. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Going on to the last result the last game of the weekend, Schalke 04 versus Bayer Leverkusen. Well, I don't have to sell my house, so... But for anyone that don't know, I put a little thing on with Sam. Basically, one of the lads, Ben, in our score predictor said 4-1 to Schalke. And I said, if Schalke win 4-1, I'll sell my house. Because that was how confident I was that they was not going to win 4-1.
Luckily enough, they didn't.
Yeah, luckily enough, they drew 1-1.
And I will actually give Schalke the credit this week. They played quality first half. There was quality in the first half. I never thought I'd say it, but... They ran right all over Schalke in the first half.
It does seem to be the same sort of theme, though. Schalke seemed to play well in one half. When I watched them against Werder Bremen 2 weeks ago, the first half was probably the worst performance I've seen from a professional football team. They just got completely dominated. They didn't even put up a fight in parts in the first half. Second half, completely different side. It's like they've been kicked right up the arse at half time, and Wagner's really got into them and said, "This is a joke." And I've said it, the way they've played in parts, they want to be thankful there's no fans in that ground because they would have got absolute pelters. Good result, though, in the end. And I'll give them the credit. They did play well in parts, get a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
Just quickly running over the goal scorers. Daniel Caligiuri with a penalty for Schalke. Just after half-time, 51 minutes. Quite disappointing, really. The reason, they probably would have won the game apart from a Miranda own goal.
Yeah. Have you seen the own goal?
No, I haven't actually seen it, but...
It's let's just say it was a bit hectical. It was one of them own goals where it's like...
Was it like where anything could have happened,
yeah,
sort of
it
thing?
was like, oh, God.
Yeah, look, they'll be disappointed they didn't get 3 points. We've said it on previous pods and we'll continue to say it, no doubt, until the end of the season. Schalke should just be thankful that they racked up a decent amount of points.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be negative about Schalke this week because
we have caned them.
Yeah, there was, like I say, mate, they were good yesterday. There was really good yesterday. They weren't awesome, but there was better than what they've been in the past 4 games that we've watched them. They've been a lot better. But like I say, David Wagner's got to keep his job and try and kick him up the arse next season. And
you'd like to think he's going to get another shot. He probably won't.
He won't, no.
You'd like to think he's going to get another shot at it to try.
Yeah.
Because they did play well in the first half of the season.
Yeah, I know.
They were sitting in, what was it, fourth position? Yeah. In the first half of the season. It's just fell apart for him for one reason or another. Look, we don't know because we're not privy to all the things that go on behind the doors. But I'm telling you now, that's a massive drop in a team from where they was before Christmas to now. Something's gone on in that time that's really disturbed the dressing room and that's made them... they've just literally taken a skyfall, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's like they've honestly, and I don't mean any bad pun intended. It's like they've jumped out of a moving plane and just gone skyfalling, because they honestly have looked so poor in patches. It was almost unrecognisable from the team that we know and the club that we know in Schalke. It's embarrassing, really. And we have said away from the podcast, we're trying not to cane them as much now because we want to try and say something positive, but we found it so hard, haven't we? To find some positives about Schalke with the way they've been playing and the results. But at the end of the day, it's a good point, mate. It's a good point against an half-decent Leverkusen side.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. Should we round off the Bundesliga league, table?
Yes, yeah, we'll just quickly run through the Bundesliga table, guys. This was match week 31. We've got Bayern Munich in first place on 73 points. We've got Borussia Dortmund in second on 66 points. In third, we have RB Leipzig on 62 points. In fourth, we have Bayer Leverkusen on 57 points. In fifth, we have Borussia Mönchengladbach on 56 points. In sixth, we have Wolfsburg on 46. In seventh, we have Hoffenheim on 43 points. In eighth, we have Freiburg on 42 points. In ninth, Schalke 04 on 39 points. Frankfurt in 10th on 38. In 11th, we have Hertha Berlin on 38. In 12th, we have FC Cologne on 35 points. In 13th, we also have Augsburg on 35 points. In 14th place, we have Union Berlin on 35 points. In 15th, we have Mainz on 31 points. In 16th, we have Dusseldorf on 28 points. In 17th, we have Werder Bremen on 28 points. And propping up the table again on match week 31, Paderborn on 20 points.
So we have it. That's the league table for the Bundesliga. Hopefully you guys kept up to date with that. And yeah, like I said, there's only 3 games left. And all Bayern have to do is win on Tuesday or Wednesday, and they've pretty much won the league.
Yeah, it's just to quickly round it out, it's been coming for a while. Dortmund's form, although they have done well, to be honest, this has been coming for quite a while. Bayern, no doubt, when they need to, they get a result. They're probably going to win at Werder Bremen on, I think it's Tuesday night.
It's either Tuesday or Wednesday.
I'm not sure, actually. Let me just... Yeah, they play at Bremen. It's a 7:30 kickoff tomorrow night. Tuesday the 16th. To be honest, it's going to come. If Bayern get a point, Dortmund still won't be able to do it because of goal difference anyway, even if Dortmund beat Mainz on Wednesday. So it's Munich's league. It's a shame. We've said this before on previous podcasts. Who's going to be good enough to catch Bayern Munich?
Exactly.
Who's going to be good enough to take their throne? Because even if somebody does, it usually doesn't last long.
No.
The last team to do it was Dortmund.
And that was like, what?
10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of says it all in one sentence, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The last time a team won 2 leagues back-to-back apart from Munich was Borussia Dortmund 10 years ago. So, yeah, I think that kind of just it kind of gives you a little signal as to what task is ahead of teams in the Bundesliga, which is a huge shame because Munich just seem to power home every year, don't they?
They do, mate, they do. And if they don't win the league every year, then
their coach usually gets sacked.
Yeah.
They don't even want, they just expect to win it every year now. It's kind of like Barcelona in Spain. I know they've got Madrid to contend with, but if a manager doesn't win the league, your back's against the wall at Barca if you haven't won the league.
Yeah.
It does creep into you at points. Who is going to be good enough to topple Bayern Munich over a season? And this is the problem, isn't it? It's inconsistency. It really is. Dortmund are the only team really that have threatened Bayern Munich, and even that. I mean, they only won the league by 1 point last year, but it was the game away at Munich that killed Dortmund 5-0.
5-0, yeah.
I remember watching it, and I had my head in my hands after 2-0 because I thought Dortmund are just not here. They're not in this game at all. It does make you worry because It can't be good for the state of German football when a team has won 14 out of the last 20 Bundesliga titles. It just says everything. It's not good. I would like someone to change the trend, whether that be Dortmund or Leipzig.
Or anyone.
Yeah, but out of the team, you'd probably say it's going to be them two, wouldn't you? I wouldn't necessarily include Gladbach in that because I think they'll still be prone to losing football players, unfortunately. Yeah, I get a question to kind of leave you with. Who is going to be good enough?
Yeah, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys.
Yeah, it's a debate I'd like to start, actually.
Who is the team to take Bayern Munich off their throne?
Yeah, it's going to be... It's an uphill job to say the very least, isn't it?
Sure is, mate. Right, it's that time of the podcast.
Yes, the time of the pod where we get into the quiz.
This is where me and you don't become friends.
Yeah, for 10 minutes we're not mates here.
No.
We're enemies.
Yeah.
I'm happy to say that on the pod. Yeah. We'll go back to being the stepbrothers, if you like.
Yeah.
So much room for activities. When quiz time's on, mate, we ain't friends.
Yeah.
So, well, shall we crack on?
Alright, make sure you guys get involved in this.
Yeah, we love the interaction, don't we, Sam? We will say that before we start the quiz. We love the interaction that people... There's 2 regulars every week, Adam Oliver, Jamie Morgan. Get your answers in again, lads. You're going to like this one.
Yeah, massive thank you to them too for commenting and getting
their... brilliant. We love the fan interaction and people that are fans of the pod. Keep it coming because we've got more stuff to come.
Oh, we have, for sure have.
Are you ready, Samuel?
Yeah, I think I am, actually. Let's go.
So... Question 1. You like this one. Who is the only player to have scored in the Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, Conference, FA Cup, League Cup, Football League Trophy, FA Trophy, Champions League, Europa League, Scottish Premier League, Scottish Cup and Scottish League Cup?
Next, I know who it is. And do you know I know who it is? Because it came up yesterday on Facebook, so I know exactly who it is.
Number 2. Which famous football manager once said, I wouldn't say I was in the best manager in the business, but I'm definitely in the top 1?
Question, is this manager still managing?
I can't really give you any clues.
Oh, come on.
No, because it's going to make it far too obvious. If I say yes or no, it'll make it far too obvious.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Which famous football manager once said, I wouldn't say I was the best manager in the business, but I was definitely in the top 1? So essentially saying he's the best, if you didn't get that.
I've got 2. One of them, I'll always remember one, John Carver coming out and saying...
I don't want to know. Whatever you think, put it down on paper. If you ain't got it, we'll come back to it. But I don't want to know, right?
I've got 2, but I can't think. Fuck, I'm going to go with this one.
If you could, please refrain from language on the podcast, if you can. Oh dear.
I think it's this guy, but I'm going to put another one. But
I told you this one.
I've gone for one, but I'm going to go. I'm going to think that's my next one, if you know what I mean. Hang on a minute. Yeah. Question 3.
Question number 3. Coco Gauff made headlines at last year's Wimbledon beating Venus Williams. How old was Coco Gauff when she beat Venus Williams last year at Wimbledon? How old was Coco Gauff?
Are we doing it to the nearest thing? Or does it have to be the right answer?
It's...
Has to be the right answer.
Yeah, because
right, Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah, go on, we'll do it like that.
Yeah. I was going to say within 1, but then you could say anything, so... Would you like me to repeat the question one more time?
Yeah, you can.
I don't mind repeating it if you
go
want.
On.
Coco Gauff made headlines at Wimbledon last year when she beat Venus Williams. How old was Coco Gauff?
Venus Williams or Serena?
Venus.
Right, yeah.
I watched this game of tennis, actually, to be fair. I watched it, so...
Yeah, go on.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Question number 4. Name the only football team to sack Sir Alex Ferguson as a manager. Gets your brain going, this one.
I know it's a Scottish team. think. Oh, fucking hell. I've got two in my head. I know it's not Celtic and it's not Rangers. Because it's. I've got two.
Would you like me to repeat the question?
Yeah.
Name the only football team to sack Sir Alex Ferguson as their manager.
Well, it's not United because he took over when was it Sir Matt Busby?
We need an answer.
I'm gonna write two, but I'm gonna you come back to me on it.
Right, okay.
I think it's this team, but I might be wrong.
That's fine. As long as you whittle it down to one answer, it doesn't really matter.
Does it matter about
this?
Yeah, go on.
This one's a good question. I like this one.
Yeah.
England won the 2003 Rugby World Cup. Now watch this.
I did.
The Rugby World Cup thanks to an iconic drop goal from Johnny Wilkinson. But how many points did England score in that match? This was a right question.
So you want the score?
No, not the score. Just how many points England scored in that game.
So right, can you make it more? What are you on about tries? Or are you on about
no? How
conversions?
Many points?
Right.
No, how many points altogether? So if you include in tries and conversions, they all count to the same.
Right.
Points
So you
tally.
want right? I get what you said. So you
how
basically
many,
want how many?
So say for example, if England won 56-30.
You want the 56 is what you want.
Yeah.
Right, I get you. Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. I
Right.
thought it was on about like how many tries did they get, how many points and
No.
That's what
So
that's
how
what I
many
meant.
points did England score in the match?
I remember we played South Africa.
Nope. Australia.
Australia, sorry, that was it.
Ooh, this is a good one. Yeah, I actually reckon this is a really good quiz question.
Do you know what? My dad will know this. My dad will know this.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I
My
wanted to
dad
get a
will
rugby question in there.
My
Because
dad will probably kick me if I don't know this. I remember Johnny Wilkinson drop goal. He did the drop kick.
I remember when. Yeah, I remember, when he scored the drop goal. It was brilliant.
I was only 7 at the time.
To be fair, I was only
11, 12, no,
early teens. I was only early teens. I remember it was on at a weird time as well because obviously it was in Australia. I remember it being on at a really odd time.
My dad's gonna fucking kill me if I don't get this.
We do need an answer, Samuel.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this, but I know it's wrong. Do you know what? I remember Johnny Wilkinson kicking it. I remember drop goal. I remember the drop kick. I remember it. I just can't remember the fucking score. My dad's gonna fucking murder me if I get this.
So
wrong.
don't forget, it's only England's points that we want. Have we got an answer?
Yeah.
Which course is the Masters golf tournament held at? Now, I will give you a clue. The Masters is in America. So it's not the Scottish Open, it's not the UK Open, it's an American golf course. That's your clue. Which course is the Masters golf tournament held?
I think it's this. Yeah, go on. I might be wrong. I'm sure I might be wrong. Yeah, go on.
I like these questions. It's not bad. You should get this. Which international team currently sits at the top of the FIFA Men's World Rankings as of April 2020? You could easily get this one wrong. It's got your brain going, hasn't it, Samuel?
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I've got 2 teams in my head. Is it?
I can guarantee one of them's the right answer.
Oh, fucking hell. I know, because for the past 2 years, the Euros and the World Cup winners are the same. Fuck it, I am going for him.
Okay.
I fucking know I'm going to be wrong on this.
Have you got an answer?
I have, but I'm going to put another team because I think this is the other team. Just give me a minute.
Time's ticking, Samuel.
I'm going for my first answer, but I'm going to kick myself if it's not.
So you've got an answer.
I've got an answer, yeah.
Which horse is the only 3-time winner of the Grand National?
Oh, no, this is fucking Australian horse and I fucking can't remember the fucking horse.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Oh,
There's your clue.
Fucking hell.
There's your clue. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Very I can't give you that. That makes it far too obvious.
Oh.
Put it this way, a famous horse for one.
I know it is. I know. Fucking hell. I can't come. Nah, I don't know it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Are you
yeah,
sure?
I'm sure.
Because you're going to kick yourself when you know
I will.
Answer.
I will kick myself, but I'm gonna have to miss that question.
Just no. Look, I'm giving you an opportunity here. Please put down a name of a horse you've heard the name of.
I can't remember.
Because I'm telling you now, when you hear it, you will kick yourself. Put down an answer.
Oh, I can't. No, we'll have to.
I've given you every opportunity there.
I know. I can't
We're
think.
gonna have to move
I can't
on.
think.
Question number 9. Clear your head. Clear your mind.
It's gonna. Do you know what? It's like that one that you had the other week with Scotland when it's gonna kick. It's gonna piss me off. I know the horse.
Welsh boxer, question number 9.
Joe Calzaghe.
Welsh boxer Joe Calzaghe famously finished his career unbeaten. How many professional fights did he have?
What? So you want fights, not wins?
Well,
So you want how many fights
he
has he had?
never lost a fight, did he? So he's obviously...
I want to go. Yeah, go on.
Have you got an answer?
Yeah. I might be wrong on this one.
I'd be very surprised if you didn't get this. In which city did boxer Anthony Joshua suffer the first defeat of his professional career against Andy Ruiz Jr.? What city was it in? This is one of the easier questions on the quiz.
To be honest, no, I didn't watch this fight. I didn't watch
You
it.
didn't watch it?
No.
Oh, I wish I did. Well, I wish I didn't, but I did.
Oh, fucking hell, where was it?
I want the city. Not the arena. I want the city it was in.
I think it's this. I know it wasn't London. I know it wasn't. Yeah, go on, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
Right. That's the quiz finished. Would you like to go through the answers?
No. I know the first one, I know it is.
So, I'm not going to... Because it is a long-winded question. Who is the only player to have scored in all of those leagues mentioned?
Gary Hooper.
Correct.
And I know that because it came up on Facebook the other day.
Goddamn Facebook. Question number 2. Which famous football manager once said, "I wouldn't say I was the best manager in the business, but I was in the top 1"?
I've put Jose Mourinho, but I don't think it is it?
Incorrect.
Who is it?
You're going to... Brian Clough.
Oh, no. I put Alan Pardew as my next one.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that,
I'll
mate.
be honest, I was
That's
quite
that-
surprised you didn't get
It's
that.
past my time. I wouldn't have got that, mate.
Oh, you must have heard the quote at some point, though.
No.
Alright, well, I seen it before, it was ever so funny. Right, question number 3. Coco Gauff made headlines at Wimbledon last year when she beat Venus Williams. How old was she at the time?
I've said 43, but I think it's older, isn't it?
43?
Is it older?
No, incorrect. You've gone way... She was 15.
What?
She was 15 last year when she beat Venus Williams, because I
What?
watched it. The whole crowd got involved. They thought, this 15-year-old kid is never going to beat Venus Williams.
No, never got that.
Incorrect. Question number 4. Name the only football team to sack Sir Alex Ferguson as manager.
It is a Scottish team, isn't it?
Yes.
I said St Mirren or Kilmarnock. I'm going to go St Mirren, but I don't think
Correct.
It is.
St
Thank
Mirren.
fuck. I thought it was Kilmarnock.
Correct. It is St Mirren.
I remember it because after that he went to United, didn't he, after?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he
I
took
remember.
over from, I think it was Ron Atkinson.
Yeah, he did.
Good one, that one, Sam. Question number 5. England won the 2003 Rugby World Cup thanks to an iconic drop goal from Johnny Wilkinson. But how many points did England score in that game?
My dad's going to fucking kill me. I've said 27, but I think it's more.
What answer are you going with?
I'm going 27.
Incorrect. 20.
Ah, fucking knew it!
They won 2019.
Ah, fucking bastards.
Well, it was 2018 or 2019
Yeah.
because I remember Jason
Yeah.
Robinson scoring a try.
I knew it was something in the 20s. It wasn't a very high scoring game.
Question number 6. Which course is the Masters Golf Tournament held at?
I sent St Augustine, but I don't think it is it?
What answer
I don't-
are you
I don't-
going
I don't-
with?
I don't
What's
watch-
your definitive answer?
I've said I don't watch a lot of golf, but I've said St Augustine.
I can't accept the answer.
St Augustine or whatever it's called.
Augusta.
Come on, you've got to give me that. I said Augustine. I knew it was something
Yeah,
to
but
do.
if you'd have said Augustine, I'd have give you that, but it's because you said Saint Augustine. Look, I'll give you the point for that.
I don't know a lot about golf. I knew it was something to do with St. Augustine.
It's Augusta National Golf Club. That's what it's
Right,
called.
so can you give me that? Because I thought it was
alright,
St. Augustine.
I'll give you a point for that.
Get in there.
Right.
I knew it was something to do with Augustine. I knew it was something, but I just couldn't remember if it was St.
Because
Augustine.
they never change the British Open and the Scottish. They do change the course, but the Masters, they never change what golf club. It's always at Augusta. Question number 7. Which international team currently sits at the top of the FIFA Men's World Rankings?
I said France, but I don't think it is.
Incorrect.
Is it Belgium?
Belgium.
Fucking look at that, look. The only reason I thought it was France because they've won the Euros and they won the World Cup.
Yeah, but they didn't win the Euros.
I knew. I told you, didn't I? I fucking put it was Belgium, bastard.
Question number 8.
I got a clue.
Which horse... You will kick yourself.
I'm going to kick myself.
You've heard me say this
I
so
know,
many
I
times.
know.
Which horse is the only 3-time winner of the Grand National?
Is it Australian? An Australian horse?
Look, I would have to double check the origins of the horse, but I know that when you hear it, you're going to kick yourself.
Go on.
Red Rum.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. I know. Hey, I'm sure it's Australian. Yeah, go on, next.
Question number 9. Welsh boxer Joe Calzaghe famously finished his career unbeaten. How many fights did he have in his professional career?
38?
No, he wasn't that far off. Incorrect. 46.
Fucking hell.
You want that
I'm only
though.
thinking because Floyd Mayweather had 50 fights, didn't he? And he won all 5. All 50 of them. So I was kind of whittling it down
One
to
of them
there.
he shouldn't have done, but yeah, point being.
I shouldn't have been. Last one.
Question number 10. In which city did boxer Anthony Joshua suffer the first defeat of his professional career against Andy Ruiz Jr.?
I've said Cardiff, but I don't think it is it?
Incorrect.
It's not Wembley, is it?
New York, Madison Square Garden.
I can't remember. Fuck knows. No, I got 1, 2. I got 3. I should have got that one, though. I should have got a France-Belgium.
I did say to you during the quiz, one of them, I knew you'd be right, you wouldn't be far off.
Fuck's sake. I had both of them in my head. So I got 3. I should have got 4, really, but...
Yeah, so that's the end of the quiz, guys. Sam gets 3. It seems to be 3 is a bit of a trend here.
Good questions, haven't they, mate?
Yeah,
Very
to
good
be honest,
questions.
I come across them last night, and I thought, there's some really good questions in there. I thought if I was doing the quiz myself, I would enjoy answering them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I did enjoy that one. That's probably one of the best ones we've done so far.
Yeah, it was a good one, that. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, so Sam's ended up with 3 out of 10. Can anybody beat him?
Ah.
That is the question.
Jamie Morgan, I reckon, will.
Please feel free to get your answers in.
Yeah, leave them down in the comment section down below.
Yeah, we know Adam and Jamie used to do. Honestly, anybody else, we'd love to get your answers in. So yeah, end of the quiz.
It is, mate. It's my turn next.
Yes.
Forward to mine.
Yeah, your turn.
Yeah. So, that's the end of the podcast.
Yes, I believe it is the
It is,
end.
mate. So what we're going to do
This is the end.
So what we're going to do is we're going to end this one, and we're going to have to try and whittle it down to Tuesday or Wednesday to get another one out for the predictions.
Yeah, definitely.
And we've also got the return of the Premier League this week, so that one will be out as well on Wednesday.
The Premier League is returning.
I cannot wait.
Yep, big things going to come from the Premier League. Plenty of ups and downs.
There is, mate. But yeah, like I say, guys, once again, massive thank you to Gareth Morgan, our Six Media, for designing our logo and our podcast banner. Really does mean a lot to me and Reece for that. Also, get liking on Facebook. We're only 11 likes away from 100 likes on Facebook.
Nearly hitting that 100 milestone, baby.
Oh, yes, we are. We're so close now. Anything else you want to add, mate, before we end it?
No, just to kind of reiterate your point from before, massive thank you to Gareth Morgan at Six Media for coming up with the podcast logo and the podcast header to go on the YouTube channel, and the logo will also be going on Spotify. Massive thank you to Gareth Morgan. He's helped us a lot in this period, to be fair, when he didn't have to do it, and and he's done some brilliant work as well, guys. So please make sure you go check out his portfolio. It's ever growing.
It sure is.
Yeah, so massive thank you to Gareth at Six Media. And I believe that's the end of the pod, so shall we say our goodbyes?
Yes, thank you very much, guys, once again.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Auf Wiedersehen.
Yep.
Au revoir.
Yeah, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, thanks again, guys, for listening.
Thank you, guys.
And,
We'll see you all soon.
Peace.